Here we are. We're on our way to example number 1, and this is actually kind of a hard mathematical task. We need to order the numbers from least to greatest. Now, this really tests the understanding of what you know about roots. So here are some understandings. So we need to know them from least to greatest. So I'm just going to talk in general. Generally speaking, if the index of our root is odd, and our radicand, which is the number underneath our radical sign, is negative. So for instance, I know that the cubed root of negative 5, well, what is that? What number multiplied to itself 3 times is negative 5? Well, I don't know, right? But I do know that negative 1 cubed is going to be negative 1. Negative 2 cubed is going to be negative 8. And if you remember benchmarking last year, this is what we're going to do. So I'm going to try to find out the value of this. So I'm going to say negative 1 cubed is negative 1. Negative 2 cubed is negative 8. This comes as a fact that the cubed root of negative 1 is equal to negative 1. What number multiplied to itself 3 times gives you negative 1? Well, that's negative 1. The cubed root of negative 8, well, that's going to be equal to 2. Therefore, I can conclude that the cube root of negative 5 has to be between negative 1 and negative 2. Sorry, I forgot to include a negative sign there. So I know, first off, that this, I'm going to ballpark it, I have no idea, I'm going to say negative 1.5. Now, that little tilde means approximately, and I think all of these numbers are going to mean approximately. All right. So do you remember benchmarking? Okay. Let's take this on the road here. I'm going to try to find the value, the approximate value. I'm going to try to approximate the cubed root of 13. Well, I know that 2 cubed is equal to 8, and 3 cubed is equal to 27. Therefore, I know that the cubed root of 13 has to be, oh, wait a second. I jumped the gun there. I apologize. So from this fact, that means that the cubed root of 8 is equal to 2. And the cubed root of 27 is equal to 3. Now, an interpretation of cube root is what number multiplied to itself gives you the radicand. The radicand is just simply the number underneath the radical. So I know that the cube root of 13 has to be somewhere between 2 and 3. Now, since it's closer to 8, I'm going to say since 13 is closer to 8, I'm going to say that this number is going to be closer to 2 than it is to 3. So maybe I'm just going to say 2.2. No, I put a really specific 2.12. I don't know why, but 2.2. Now, hopefully this works. Now, what am I doing? Maybe you're like, Mr. Moran, I see an easier way. Well, I know that if I'm trying to benchmark the square root of 18, I know that the square root of 16 is 4, and the square root of 25 is 5. So I'm going to say maybe this is going to be 4.1, because 18 is closer to 16 than it is to 25. True enough. So the square root of 9. So far, I have no unambiguous marks, or no unambiguous sort of values here. One's in the range of 2, one's in the range of 4, one's in the range of negative 1.5. So the square root of 9, oh, that's easy, 3. What two numbers multiplied together give you 9? Definitely 3. All right, what two numbers? Okay, I'm going to take a look at this one. This one means what number multiplied to itself 4 times is 27? Yikes. So I almost have to work backwards. So I'm going to start off 2 to the power of 4. Now 2 to the power of 4, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 16. Now 3 to the power of 4, 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Now I'm going to suggest you get creative by multiplying. Just simply put those two numbers, and that's 9 times 9, is it not? So 3 to the power 4 is 81, 9 times 9. So now I know that the fourth root of 27 is between 2 and 3. So I don't know. It's really close. Oh, so I'm going to say maybe 2.2. So right now I have two ambiguous values. Which one is greater than? Like, I'm not too sure, but maybe just use your calculator and find out. But I can for sure get most of these in the correct order. From least to greatest, the least number is negative cube root of 5. Sorry, I wrote that incorrectly. The negative is in the radicand. Now that's going to be important. And then after that, it is going to be one of two numbers, so I'm just going to leave two blanks. Because it's either could be this or this, the cube root of 13 or the cube root of 27. Now I'll leave this to you as an exercise to make sure that I got this in the correct order. And then it's the square root of 9, and then it's the square root of 18. Very, very, very difficult to do. So this is a very tough task. I would encourage you to investigate this, right? And I'm even going to follow this through with a greater discussion. Do you see how this number wasn't perfect? There was no two integers that multiplied to itself there was no three integers that multiplied to itself 3 times that gave you 13. So this is what is known as an irrational number. Same with this. Now, 9 on the other hand, the square root of 9 is 3. So that's rational. There existed those integers, right? Whereas here, this would be irrational. Very hard to approximate. Take out your calculator. Try this. Same thing with this. This is irrational. So basically, all of these numbers were irrational except square root of 9.